Hello, guys, and welcome to our news with a big interview today. Our guest here on Smart World Education today is Lee from CoinNews Extra. And it's a special round because the African continent is one of the biggest and third largest Bitcoin community in the world. And Lee is the president and the guide leader of CoinNews Extra there. And hopefully we get some very, very interesting insights from him about his country, his work, and what's going on. So, Lee, hello, welcome.
Thank you very much, Judge. I'm really happy to be here and to be having this conversation. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and my first question, and what most of the people is interested in, is tell us a little bit about the history of CoinNews Extra. What was your spirit to found it? And
That's a very nice question. CoinNews Extra is really an idea that we are looking at. That was in 2016. A lot of us here in Nigeria got into cryptocurrency through some online programs. So I was able to come across Bitcoin, and I looked at it. A lot of things are happening. I saw a good and a bright future in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So that was what I saw. So I started attending conferences over here in Africa. So I began to see that a lot of people are coming up with great ideas over here. Some people are coming up with payment systems. Some people are coming up with exchanges and all the rest of them. But I looked at what is really going on. There should be a mouthpiece, a platform that should be able to capture what is really happening in this ecosystem in Africa. So when you look across, if you check other sectors, when you check the banking sector, the fintech sector, even the traditional sector, you see that there is no voice that is speaking for the African continent in these sectors, even in the oil and gas sector, in the business sector. There are Western foreign media outlets that are speaking about what is really happening. And, I looked at Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She wrote a story about the dangers of a single story. What it means is like someone telling your story, the person will not be able to tell the story, the actual story. Imagine me telling your story, Judge. It's not going to make sense. I don't really know much about what I'm going to say. You can't compare it when you are the one telling the story of your life. So there are differences when you are telling your story and when I'm the one telling the story for you. So this is what we looked at. So I came up with CoinNews Extra to report news about what is happening in Africa, most especially in this emerging tech ecosystem. So I came up with CoinNews Extra to be able to report what is coming. And that was what, so we started in 2019, actually. The idea came in 2018, but we launched fully in 2019. That was a year before the COVID. So we were able to we began covering news about what is happening, attending conferences, covering those conferences, and reporting news. So in 2020, we went global. That was when we went global because we were already coming up with a digital way of communication. We were already interviewing people online to Zoom and other online platforms. So those are things that we started. So when the COVID came, we were already interviewing people. So we were able to gather a lot of people across the globe who came on our platform. We were interviewing them, having conversations. During that time, people didn't know what to do. So that's what really happened. So we grew that time. We had a lot of people, influence, speakers coming on our platform to air their view about what is really happening. And from there, we got a partnership with the FinTech Association of Nigeria, where we started hosting the Nigerian FinTech Week. We partnered with them to gather the emerging tech ecosystem integrating them into the FinTech ecosystem. knowing very well that we are all in the space for digital transformation, financial inclusion, and all the rest of it. That's how in 2020 we began hosting together with the FinTech Association of Nigeria, the largest FinTech gathering in Africa. A lot of people are doing writing, blogging about what is happening. We need to create visuals, report news, broadcast 247, because that's what we have in mind, broadcasting 247. So in 2021, we launched our TV app, we launched our studio, the first version of our studio in 2021. So in 2022, we modified our TV. We are now, what we are now, we are tokenized, the first in the world, the tokenized watch to earn 247 live broadcasting TV app for the emerging tech ecosystem. So the rewards, what that is that in the world, we are the only platform where users can come, they interact with our platform, watch our videos, everything, sign up, refer people, and they are being rewarded with our token.
Yeah, that's very interesting. What you mentioned, that you are the only news channel who has a TV station around and running that 24/7 with news and everything in there. And so the question in that is, you have started with all of that in 2019, and you have seen a lot of progress in your country. What do you think is the most impact? When people in Europe or America think about Africa, they see it like a development country or something like that. But I think, from my opinion, a lot of things since Bitcoin has been changed in your country. Has it been a great change into your country when blockchain was in development coming and Bitcoin was in there for the people also? Is there new job opportunities? Have you seen a change in your country? Is this a growing market where everyone can participate, or is this just the game of the rich?
Like you said, people think, that this perception, people outside Africa, this perception they have about Africa, that Africa is behind, and all this rest of them. That's one of the reasons we came up with CoinUsesa, to write this story, most especially in this ecosystem, that Africa is not actually behind. Africa is already catching up. We are even, a lot of things are happening, like we are at the forefront of adoption when it comes to cryptocurrency. Africa is at the forefront, like my country, Nigeria, is among the top when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption. We see a lot of people embracing cryptocurrencies. Okay, so cryptocurrency, what I was saying is that cryptocurrency have really created a lot of job opportunities for people over here in Africa. We could see young people who are leaving schools now, having an opportunity to work with international companies, multinationals, companies that are in Europe, Asia, and Africa. And it has also made the world a kind of a global home now. Before we see it's a global village, now it's kind of a global home. So people can interact easily around the globe and also network and also work. We see a lot of Africans working for big projects and being at the helm of affairs and making up. This has really helped. Over here also, we have some of our challenges when it comes to Africa, like we have these inflation issues, high cost of living over here in Africa, most especially in Nigeria. So cryptocurrency have really created an avenue for people to escape those poverty and also hardship over here. And also it has really played a role in the financial inclusion, because last year in 2024, we had a tour where we recorded a lot of people, industry players in Nigeria, across Africa, across Nigeria. So we traveled different parts of Nigeria to record what they are doing. And we saw that cryptocurrency has really been playing a role in financial inclusion for people in the rural area that have been able to find a way to make payments seamless and also cross-border payment. Because we've seen that the rate of remittance that is coming from Europe in America to Africa, because we have a lot of people in diaspora who are sending money over here in Africa. So we have high volume, and when you change the transaction fees, when you are sending money to the traditional banking system, they are very high when compared to sending to cryptocurrencies. And we see that a lot of that are really improved through cryptocurrency. So a lot of improvement over here.
That's great. That's great to hear. And one question many people will ask in our communities is always, what about compliance and regulations in your country? Is that strong as we see in Europe, for example? They have the hardest rules on that. Actually, even the US has less hard rules than Europe. And in your country, is it easy to access to exchanges and get into that all, or you have to do a lot of paper forms and yeah, have to watch out for the right rules? How's the situation in your country?
Yeah, over here in Nigeria, regulation is very friendly, I must say. You know, there were times, sometime in 2021, we had issues with the Central Bank of Nigeria coming up to say that cryptocurrency is illegal to do transaction in Nigeria when we are transacting with cryptocurrency, even instructed what he did was he instructed banking system, the banks and other banking platforms not to process crypto payments for crypto platforms and anything related to cryptocurrencies. At that time, we had some crypto companies, their account being closed, and all the rest of them. That took some time. Later on in 2023, that changed. The same central bank came on board to reverse that decision to say that now cryptocurrency transactions are openly transacted by Nigerian banks through the banking system. That ban was lifted. And we also saw recently, this year, the Security and Exchange Commission in Nigeria has started a licensing process. They are giving provisional licenses to crypto projects. That's they call it virtual asset service providers. So they are giving them provisional licenses. The license procedure here in Nigeria is very friendly, and the regulations over here. You know, we had a new administration that was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and we brought in, we ushered in new minds, and even the Security and Exchange Commission in Nigeria last year got a new SEC chairman. So that the SEC chairman had been crypto friendly right from time, even before he became the SEC DG, Director General. So that's what has really, a regulation in Nigeria is friendly, and I know they're also working on improving them, and we are looking forward to more friendly regulations over here this year in 2025. But for Nigeria and some other African countries, regulation, because these countries have seen that they cannot fight cryptocurrency, rather they are finding a way to integrate cryptocurrency in the system. Mind you, Nigeria has its own CBDC, the e-Naira, which we are the first country in Africa to come up with CBDC. So we have our e-Naira over here, and a lot of things in crypto are happening. So a lot of projects are coming to Nigeria and Africa to do business. So it's a very friendly place and environment for crypto to thrive.
That's great. That's great to hear. That's very nice to understand what's happening in your country over there. So, and as you from CoinNews Extra in 2025, you see the world is changing again, and everyone is going for Bitcoin reserves, banking, and something like that in the world. So, what is CoinNews Extra going for? Where are you going with your platform? What's your next steps, and what you're heading off? And yeah, you have supporters. How is the situation? Can people support you also? I guess a lot of people will do. What's the next step for you? What's going on with CoinNews Extra in 2025 so far? I heard you changed your offices and you grow a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. CoinNews Extra, we are not just here about writing and reporting news. We are in the creative industry. We are in the emerging tech industry. So we are coming with creativity in the media sector. So what we are doing now, the next thing for us now is expansion. So we want to expand. Currently, our plan this year is for us to expand to other parts of Africa. We already have correspondents in some part of Africa, but we want to be able to have a presence, studio in those countries. We are looking to expand to Kenya, South Africa, and Morocco this year, and also looking to expand to Dubai, because we know that a lot of things are happening in Dubai. What we're looking to do in Dubai is to be able to report, Dubai is like a hub to what is happening in the crypto and blockchain and other emerging tech sector globally. So we want to be able to stay there, report what is happening, and also showcase African projects to the rest of the world, because that's what we stand for, showcasing African projects to the rest of the world. So that's why we are gunning for the global presence, because what we are looking more is not like global presence. So all these expansions are what we are looking at, and it requires a lot of funding. Running media is not easy. So we've been running Coinbase Extra right from my own pocket, and the ones we've been able to work out. So those are things that we're doing with Coinbase. And also we want to be more like an ecosystem. We've been able to play a vital role in onboarding a lot of people into the ecosystem. So we are looking into education very well. We want to be able to create more educational content. Not only like we want to create an academy. Those are things we are looking at. We will be able to educate people, because a lot of people over here are really looking for a way to get knowledge about, people are hearing about crypto, they are hearing about blockchain, they are hearing about AI. They don't really understand those. So we want to be able to have a platform that will be able to look into this and be able to solve. And also we are looking to partner with people like you that are already doing a lot of things in that area, because we see the importance of education. So it's a very, very good, when we report news about what is happening, is people really need the skills, the knowledge to be able to stay in the ecosystem. So that's why we are looking to partner with the organizations like yours and other people that are in this sector to be able to educate people, because they need to stay informed. So expansion is what we are looking as Coinbase directly, and we are looking to, expanding requires a lot of funding to be able to do that. Well, that's what we're also looking. We're looking to that direction to be able to get funding.
That's a great insight from your point of perspective and your work and your country and what's going on in that. So we will support you also from Smart World Education here with knowledge and everything we can do to set it up. For my people listening here, me and Lee, we have been in contact for years now, and it's great to see how CoinNews Extra is growing and is developing in the world and supporting youth and job opportunities in that space. So we are very proud to have you on an interview here. Thank you, Lee, for these insights. And I guess a lot of people will follow CoinNews Extra now and will watch out what happens to you and what's going on in the world. You have done a great impact with your news. So thank you for being here on our interview today. And let's keep up, huh?
Yeah, thank you very much, Judge. It's amazing to be here. I really appreciate it. We are already we normally interview people. I'm happy being interviewed this time around. What we are also doing is we also onboarding people to our platform. We have our app as well, which is available on iOS and Android. I know the iOS version will soon be out, but for now it's fully available on Android, where people can be able to get more information about what is happening. It's a tokenized activity app that I mentioned earlier. People are being rewarded, and those are the things that we're watching. We are working to, we have a token now. We are working on that also to make our token more valuable. When we create a community, our community will be able to, because our token, we're not making any token sales. It's just a community token. So they get it by their participation on our platform. So I really appreciate this awesome opportunity to present what we are doing. Thank you very much, Judge.
So thank you for sharing your time, and see you later.